Hey guys, I'm so glad you liked my very first psycholinguistics video, and I can't wait to make more. My exam went really well, and now that I've studied all the subject matter, I should be able to discuss it in videos. In this particular video, I wanted to tell you about the main technique used in psycholinguistics to determine some effects on word recognition. One of the main techniques they use is priming. Your prime word, for example, green, is a word that you expect to have an effect on your target word, which in this case could be greed. In this particular case, an inhibitory effect is expected because your prime word differs only in one letter from your target word and is actually a high frequent word, whereas greed is low frequent. There are three main dimensions to priming. One, the relationship between a prime and a target. You use a particular prime and target because you assume that they are somehow connected. Two, in most experiments they use masked priming, which means that you have first a series of hashtags followed by your prime word for about 60 milliseconds in lowercase letters, and then followed by your target word in uppercase letters. The experiment is then to see if a certain factor like word frequency is inhibitory. Do you respond slower to the word or not? Now, the reaction times themselves are pretty useless because they don't really represent anything, but they become very useful when you start comparing them to the reaction time of a control condition in which you use completely unrelated prime word, like house. The reason for this masked priming with almost no visibility of the prime is that when you use a visible prime, it actually leaves lots of strong traces in your episodic memory, and it ends up affecting your results, and you'll end up just measuring the episodic memory. Using an almost invisible prime, you'll eliminate the effects of an episodic memory, and you'll also eliminate the possibility that there is a conscious appreciation of the relationship between prime and target. The third dimension is the language modality of prime and target. You can present your target and prime only visually, which is called intramodal priming, or you can present auditory as well as visual stimuli, which is called cross-modal priming. Another well-known effect in psycholinguistics is that of inducing interference, and there's a couple of tests that most people know when you talk about psycholinguistics. When you induce interference, you're trying to determine if processes in your head conflict and whether they try to access shared information. One of the well-known effects is the Stroop effect, or the Stroop interference. You can see a little graph behind me here that I found on Google. Basically, you just have to name the color, but it's pretty difficult. And this proves that you actually automatically activate the meaning of words, and you can't just turn it off. Another well-known effect of inducing interference is the picture-word interference by Schrieffer's-Meyer and Level. In this experiment, you have to name the animal, but because another word, an animal word, is written over it, it becomes more difficult because there's a semantic relationship between the two, and it becomes confusing. And it would be a lot more difficult than if the horse picture were to say door, because there's no interference there. Anyway, so that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to use my Playmobil army. I will try to come up with excuses to use them more. I hope you enjoyed it and it wasn't too theoretical for you guys. And I'll try and make more psycholinguistics videos really soon. I'll try and make one about how I think Chomsky's universal grammar is wrong, how bilinguals process words and recognize them, and last but not least, the neurocognitive syndromes aphasia, Broca's and Wernicke's aphasia. So I'm looking forward to that, and I hope you guys are too. And I will see you then. Peace out!